What is up, you guys? It's your buddy Kaiju, and welcome back to a redo video. Excuse me. Now, the reason why I'm redoing this figure here, the Neca 2014 Godzilla, is because, well, the video it was one of my very first videos, and have to be honest, the video was kind of crappy. So we're gonna redo it. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cough. But we're gonna get into this figure. We're gonna do a redo video, and we're gonna dig deeper into it than I normally did. And I rewatched that video, and I'm sitting here like, it is a very collectible figure. And like I had that kind of a tone, like it is a very collectible figure, and it is a very nice figure. Like I had that kind of a tone, and I'm just like, that is so freaking douchey. So we're gonna get into this figure and let's get a load of it. Oh my goodness, this figure here is freaking awesome. Look at the sculpted detail in here. You got his chest right in here. Got what Shartimus Prime would call a taint. Very, very nicely sculpted detail. I mean, we're gonna get a close up. You can see like he has like the shiny reptilian look to him. Very nice. The dorsal plates look awesome. The dorsal plates are made out of a soft pliable material, so if it does take a shelf dive, you don't have to worry about them things breaking off. Let's get a close up, and you can see all that sculpted detailing in there, that sculpted madness. Get in there, you can see his eye right there, kind of glossing. He's got like a greenish, yellowy tint to his eye. And you can see on the bottom of the tail where they detail. And if you look like on the inner thighs of the taint, as Shartimus Prime would say, you can see they sculpted some things in there. And also, if I flip the arm up right here, they sculpted inside of there. And you know, most toy companies don't even sculpt in these areas. But I'm glad that Neca took the time and added some sculpting into there. It's not a lot of sculpting, but you see some sculpting in there, and I really appreciate that out of Neca. Even like if you crunch him forward a little bit, you go look up inside there, and you can see some more sculpting, more sculpted madness in there. And Neca does a very fantastic job with these figures. And get a back shot of him. See his dorsal plate. He has 3 rows of dorsal plates, and they are fairly sharp, but you know, they'll bend. Now the ones down here, they get a little bit harder than the ones up here, and you know, they get a little prickly. I mean, they could maybe tear through skin depending on how hard you grab onto the figure. His fingernails are sharp and they don't bend, so you might be able to pierce your skin. And let's get a look at the Godzilla toes. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his feet. I wish they would have made his feet slightly different. I mean, his feet just seem a little bit on the small side. But let's get into the articulation of this figure. This figure is freaking awesome, man. He has a head joint separate from his neck. So we're gonna look him left, look him right. He can look slightly up and a little bit down. So I'm gonna get a side portion of that. You can see he looks slightly up and down. Now he has a neck joint. Make him look even further that way. Turn his head this way. Even make him look further that way. And my lighting is flickering, and it's a little bit weird. But let's continue on. He has this armpit joint right here. As you can see, it moves in and outward. He can do a whole 360, and you can move and tilt that. He has a bend at the elbow. See, you can bend it that way, bend it all the way out, get it good. His hand is on a ball joint, so you can move and tilt that freely. He has a diaphragm joint. Get him looking left, looking right. Get a little bit of ab crunch. Move back a little bit, move forward a little bit. Not much, but decent. He has these weird leg joints where you can see how he kicks out kind of weird, but Godzilla really never lifts his feet up more than that. Except for in the, I believe it was the 1975. I think this movie came out in 1975. Godzilla versus Hindora, where he literally flew backwards. His feet kicked up, and he was flying backwards, blowing his atomic breath, which was pretty weird. But yeah, you can get that whole range of motion, and you can see some more sculpted detailing right up inside. They're looking pretty sick. He has knee joints. You can turn his knee a little bit, straighten them out, and that's as far as they bend. Ankles move side to side. Can move up ever so slightly, move down ever so slightly. He does have some ankle pivot. He has, let's see here, 4 points of articulation on the tail. He has this part here that connects to the base of the body, midsection of the tail, a end piece here, and this piece right here comes detached from right here to the tip of the tail back here. Came detached, and it required that assembly. You plug it in, and I will warn you, it is fairly difficult to get that pushed in. I recommend using a hair dryer or some sort of a heat source to apply onto this, and then plug in, make it a little bit more easier. Apply heat to your figure, as you know, it's good on the joints. You know, loosens the joints up a little bit so that way you don't snap something. And this here is a bendy wire portion, and the bendy wire in here you can feel is very sturdy. You can bend it and you can just move, and no matter which way you bend that wire, there's no give. Well, there is give in it because it has to bend. But when you bend it in a position, it's gonna stay there. And the plastic or rubber material is thick. You can feel how thick it is, so this wire is not going to be protruding from the side anywhere no time soon. I always like to display him with his tail outstretched, and he is a fairly long figure. Move him back. He's supposed to be 6 inches tall. I measured 5 inches, 5.5 inches. And he's supposed to be 12 inches across. I counted 15 inches. And they have a bigger version of this Godzilla, the 24-inch from nose to tail. That thing is sick, but sadly I do not have it. If I did have it, I would do a review on that thing pronto. And, yeah. He is a really nice figure. And here he is side by side with the 1995 and 94 Godzilla figures. This is the 95, this is 94. 95 always will have the burning effect. And, he stands a little bit shorter than the other two. These two here actually stand about the same size. I just have his head pushed up more than it should have been. Lower that up, and he's supposed to be standing a little bit taller. A redo video will come with this guy because it was kind of crappy too. And, yep. And here is the 2014 Godzilla next to my Neca 1985 version of Godzilla. And the 2014 Godzilla stands slightly taller than this guy. Well, guys, that's going to conclude today's videos. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Subscribe to Super Panda Official. Link will be in the description below. Subscribe to Kaiju Gaming. Link will be in the description below. And until next time, guys, later.